Sports fans, our friends over at Let's Rumble are all set for you to download their app and get into the game. It's a cool take on fantasy basketball, 5-man lineups daily, and since their pool is small, you've got a great chance to win money. We've had tons of people from here already sign up and play head-to-head against each other, or in a group, or even against me. My username is BBallBreakdown, and it would be really fun to see you out there at Let's Rumble. So download their app today and help a friend of the program continue to help people enjoy NBA games on an even deeper level. You in? As the Spurs have continued their standard of excellence year after year, it's natural to overlook their individual players and ignore the individual brilliance. With Greg Popovich's system firmly in place, Kawhi Leonard has been branded a system player for some time, with many people assuming he's only good because the system he's in makes him that good. But that would be ignoring all his talent and skill that makes this team go. While the stats are quite noisy for him, particularly on the defensive end, there's no question the impact he has on the team offensively, as his presence makes them 10 points per 100 possessions better when he's out there running the offense. So let's look at how he most commonly attacks in the Spurs offense. The pick and roll is something he's gradually learned how to run, and this year has been transformational. He is an elite ball handler with the ball screen, with all manner of creative finishes going in either direction. He just makes the defense work. When going to his left, he prefers to pull up most of the time, and it doesn't seem to matter how close the defender is once he gets within 17 feet of the basket. The range doesn't stop there, and he seems to instinctually know that going to his left naturally gets his shooting hip and elbow in alignment to the hoop. When he does get all the way to the hoop to his left, he's got clever ball handling and Dr. J-like swoops to stretch out and avoid the big man. He gets all the way to the hoop more often when running pick and roll to his right, where he can use his huge hands to control the ball and softly drop in short running shots. But we also get a fair share of mid-range pull-ups in this direction as well, especially when the big drops too far. The Spurs utilize great motion before the pick and roll, like this pistol action to hand off to Kawhi before hitting his man with a ball screen. This generally forces a switch, mismatch, and the stop and pop. And the staple of their offense for years has been this Kawhi zipper cut into a pick and roll, where he knows how to take his time, create space, and has no problem pulling from behind the arc. The next category we'll look at is spot up, where he ranks 4th in the league out of 77 players with at least 200. Here's the same zipper cut we showed you earlier, and the Spurs have endless variations. This turns into floppy, and when Patty Mills lures Kawhi's man to help one pass away, it creates a good look from behind the arc. The Spurs offense also allows him to move around a lot. Here he starts out in the post, then passes out on the double team, which allows him to flare out to the corner, where he is a lethal threat from that left side. What I like about the Spurs offense is that it allows Kawhi the freedom to be aggressive and control the offense, but then become a cog in the wheel and allow the system to generate easy shots for him. A Patty Mills-LaMarcus Aldridge pick and roll bends the defense out of shape, and once the rotations happen, it's a wide open shot where he's shooting over 50% on left corner threes. And if the offense hasn't created anything wide open, he has a complete spot-up game with the efficient shot fake that gets him into the lane where he can hop into a slight fadeaway for space and knock this down all day. Kawhi doesn't wait to attack on the catch. He's got the core strength to knock his man off the spot, and he's not afraid to use it for separation into his shot. An even better example of attacking off the catch, proving that you're never more open than when you catch the ball, and if you give him this much room, look out. Even if the openings close up, Kawhi now has the footwork to create something out of nothing, as he utilizes the Euro step to change up his timing perfectly, throwing the defense off and rendering them useless. I also love how he can use the jab step while still attacking off the catch. No triple threat stance here, and once he gets middle, there's almost nothing you can do to stop him. Kawhi constantly gives us glimpses into the past. This is how most NBA players attack the closeout for decades, and it's heartening to see the mid-range pull-up blossom as he has gotten more and more aggressive looking for his shot. But he isn't stuck in the 90s, as his three-point shooting is a huge part of his spot-up game, especially the quick release in his defender's face. The Spurs offense looks to play him opposite the ball a lot, where he can find the weak side openings and patiently wait for skip passes that get him great looks. He has clearly found that being on the weak side of the offense will often open up an easy shot for him without having to force anything. Kawhi also has joined the elites in transition, commanding the kind of attention of multiple defenders lest he get all the way to the rim for the layup. When he gets the rebound, it's a real pleasure to watch him push the ball up the floor, and a big evolution of his game is the confidence to just rise up and knock down the open shot as the defense retreats and spreads to cover the shooters around him. As he leads the fast break, he benefits greatly from those shooters creating space for him, and if you let him into the lane, he'll hit his patented one-handed jumper over you. If he gets out into a fast break lane, he's equally dangerous with all manner of footwork before getting that one-hander off in traffic. And he's gotten strong enough to the point where even if you want to take the foul on him to put him on the line, he can still muscle the ball up to the rim for a soft finish and one. The Spurs offense doesn't isolate that much at all and don't score very well on them, but Kawhi uses the vast majority of their isolation possessions and has done okay, but certainly much better than the rest of his teammates. One of the reasons he doesn't dominate in this category is because he seems to prefer to go left, and as we saw in the pick and roll, he doesn't get to the rim going left that often, leaving him with all manner of difficult stop and pop fadeaway contested mid-range shots. These are all decent shots to take for him, but he'd improve his ranking in isolations if he balanced out this attack a bit more, went to his right more often, and bowled to the rim for closer shots. And then these could yield more assists for him as the defense collapses. Let's move on to his post-ups, which he's very good at if somewhat limited. He basically has three moves down low. The first one is the face-up blow-by. With his first step, he simply humiliates the defense when he does it in either direction. He then has the righty jump hook with great extension, and with his large hands, he's got the physical gift to be able to control the ball to allow a high release, absorb contact, and still lay it up very softly off the glass for the finish. And the third way he scores down low is with the over the right shoulder turnaround fadeaway. This is right out of Michael Jordan's bag of tricks, and there really is no way of stopping it. This is the shot that will win them games in the playoffs if they don't forget to go down low to him in crunch time. What separates Kawhi from the other MVP candidates is his defense. He is far and away better than anyone else at the defensive end. In fact, there's almost no one else in the league as good as he is both individually and as a team defender. He's got tremendous footwork and lateral quickness, and with his long arms, can afford to give his man an extra step and still get into his space to contest shots. I love how he's quick to get that hand up to contest and keep it straight up, while holding his ground and inviting the contested shot without fouling. While teams put his man on the weak side to get him out of the play during the regular season, there is no way they can afford to do that when Kawhi is guarding their best offensive player, and he will make life miserable for whomever he's guarding. Just watch how he stunted the ball handler before quickly getting back for the contest of the LeBron shot. His multiple efforts are a thing of beauty. Make sure to watch for them, as here he starts out on Drew Holiday, chases him around two ball screens, then ends up switching to guard Anthony Davis. While this ends up a foul, it's a testament to his versatility. Again, he starts out on LeBron, then has to switch on to Kyrie, then switches again on to Kevin Love before finding LeBron again. This ends up in his score, but hardly anyone else can even do this. Not to mention his ability to simply steal the ball from other professional ball handlers. His hands are so big and strong, he can just snatch it out of their hands. And no matter how skilled the ball handler is, if you get anywhere near him while dribbling, watch out. In an instant, he'll be knocking it away, or just cold ripping it for a steal and leading the fast break. It's not just stealing the dribble. He reads passing lanes as well as anybody. If you try to make a pass to his man from longer than 12 feet, do so at your own peril. He can close any gap with those claws faster than anyone else in the league, and no pass is safe when he's in the vicinity. Of course, you might point to the advanced stats to show that the Spurs are better defensively when he's on the bench, but this just illustrates why defensive stats are questionable at best. At worst, they're worthless. I already went into detail earlier this season as to why his defensive stats look strange, and anyone watching knows that Kawhi makes their defense much better. So there you have it, sports fans. Kawhi Leonard is without question the dark horse in this MVP race. James Harden and Russell Westbrook have certainly been splashier this season, even though Kawhi had an impressive run of 30-point games. And you also can't ignore that he's the best player on the team with by far the best record. When you combine that with how much better he is defensively than the other candidates, the case for him winning this award is very strong. Stay tuned for the next 2 videos in this series as we lay out the case for Harden and Westbrook. But my hope is that after watching this video, you'll realize how deserving Kawhi Leonard is of the MVP award.